Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Every morning, no matter how late he had been up, my father rose at 5:30, went to his study, wrote for a couple of hours, made us all breakfast, read the paper with my mother, and then went back to work for the rest of the morning. Many years passed before I realized that he did this for a living. Pluto lost its official status when the International Astronomical Union downsized the Solar System from 9 to 8 planets. Although there had been passionate debate at the General Assembly meeting in Prague about the definition of a planet, and whether Pluto met the specifications, the audience greeted the decision to exclude it with applause. Lincoln's apparently radical change of mind about his war powers to emancipate slaves was caused by the escalating scope of the war, which convinced him that any measure to weaken the Confederacy and strengthen the Union war effort was justifiable as a military necessity. Domestication is an evolutionary, rather than a political development. They were more likely to survive and prosper in an alliance with humans than on their own. Humans provided the animals with food and protection, in exchange for which the animals provided the humans their milk and eggs and, yes, their flesh. Few things in the world produce such amazement as one's first glimpse of the Grand Canyon. It took around more than 2 billion years to create this vast wonder in some places. 17 miles wide, largely through the relentless force of the Colorado River, which runs 277 miles along its length and a mile beneath its towering rims. Market research is a vital part of the planning of any business. However, experienced you or your staff may be in a particular field. If you are thinking of introducing a service to a new area, it is important to find out what the local population thinks about it first. The scent of pine trees filled the air as I hiked through the forest. The sunlight filtered through the branches, casting dappled shadows on the ground. I stopped to admire a butterfly fluttering by, its delicate wings carrying it effortlessly through the air. I felt at peace in this natural oasis, surrounded by the beauty of the wilderness. The role of bees and other pollinators in agriculture is invaluable. These insects facilitate the reproduction of many crops by transferring pollen, ensuring the production of fruits, nuts, and seeds. Protecting pollinator populations is essential for food security and the sustainability of agricultural systems. Schools host parent-teacher conferences 4 times a year, and it is important for families to attend. This is your chance to meet with teachers and ask questions about your child's progress. It can be helpful to write down questions ahead of time. The digital revolution has transformed the landscape of education, making learning more accessible than ever before. Online courses and digital resources allow students from around the world to access high-quality education, breaking down barriers related to geography and socioeconomic status. This shift towards digital learning platforms emphasizes the importance of digital literacy in the 21st century. USA sexually teased its troops in the First World War to make them fight harder. Believing that sexually satisfied men could not be easily motivated, the aim of this teasing was to generate unmet sexual desire, which the War Department could leverage as motivation to fight. Members of a culture must conform to its norms for the culture to exist and function. Hence, members must want to conform and obey rules. They first must internalize the social norms and values that dictate what is normal for the culture. Then they must socialize or teach norms and values to their children. The Texas law prohibiting abortion after detectable embryonic cardiac activity was associated with a decrease in in-state abortions and an increase in residents obtaining out-of-state abortions. The proportion of out-of-state abortions obtained at 12 weeks increased significantly from 17.1% to 31%. The bustling market was a feast for the senses. The bright colors of the fruits and vegetables caught my eye, and the fragrant spices filled my nose. I tasted a sample of some exotic fruit, the sweet juice bursting in my mouth. The vendors called out to customers, haggling over prices and offering their wares. It was a vibrant and lively scene, full of energy and excitement. People in their 20s and 30s who drink moderate to heavy amounts of alcohol may be more likely to have a stroke as young adults than people who drink low amounts or no alcohol, according to a study. The risk of stroke increased the more years people reported moderate or heavy drinking. The word radical from the Latin word for roots means anyone who advocates fundamental change in the political system. Literally, a radical is one who proposes to attack some political or social problems by going deep into the social or economic fabric to get at the root cause and alter this basic weakness. Air pollution reduced when U.S. embassies around the world installed monitors and tweeted the readings. The resulting reductions in air pollution levels had large health benefits for residents in these cities, speaking to the potential efficacy of other monitoring and information interventions. Your tutor helps you make the most of your time at university by giving you guidance and support along the way. All new students are allocated a personal tutor who will encourage you to get the most out of your course, direct you to other sources of support and help you achieve your goals. The practice of mindfulness and meditation has gained popularity as a means to reduce stress and improve mental well-being. These practices encourage individuals to focus on the present moment, cultivating a sense of peace and clarity. Incorporating mindfulness into daily routines can have positive effects on emotional health and overall life satisfaction. The city was alive with energy and excitement, as people rushed by in a blur of motion. Cars honked their horns, and the chatter of voices filled the air. I walked down the busy street, taking in the sights and sounds of the bustling metropolis. It was a sensory overload, but I couldn't help but feel energized by the energy of the city.
Audio Jungle.